like that image of the dark ruined castle as something kind of the unconscious, and that yeah, you have to go. And it says, yeah, he approached it, he crossed the threshold. There's a whole series of steps going deeper and deeper and deeper. And then of course, when he first gets there, it's completely dark and silent. And that seems to me something about the spiritual journey, something about encountering, yeah, the darker parts of yourself. At first, it seems like nothing's going on. Like you have to wait a little bit before you start to see what's there. And then, yeah, and the men in black and she's in black, but then, yeah, she becomes it's kind of, she becomes differentiated, or you can think about like in therapy or in journaling or whatever type of, psychological journey you're taking, to where you're understanding something, you're starting to articulate things. You're starting to understand, like, what words do I use? How do I describe this? And it's not perfect yet, it doesn't feel quite right. But then you're getting better at it over time as you're staying in the castle. You have to bear kind of your reactions and your suffering and everything and kind of keep going through it. And then, yeah, that makes sense to me what you said about, yeah, she finally is able to speak at some point, like after a couple of days or after, symbolically like two-thirds of the journey. Like you got to go through a lot before it starts to speak. And that's maybe why, like, a lot of people stay in addiction or stay in suffering, stay in like an abusive relationship or something, because yeah, they don't want to kind of bear that long kind of part where they just have to kind of take it and they just have to kind of keep going. And you want the encouragement. And he later shows that yeah, he's still, even after going through all that, he's still kind of a person who still needs kind of, who still can't quite complete the journey. And that's why the princess later leaves him. That you can say that's why your daimon will no longer speak to you or something like that for a while, because yeah, you're still not quite there. You're still secretly hoping that it will magically just make you feel better, instead of trying to develop yourself to where you're not screwing up and getting yourselves in these situations and reacting to society, reacting to other people, being how other people are.
Yeah. Yeah. Whew. Yeah, that was powerful. I'm sitting with that because that's I can very much relate with that story. The daimon kind of being quiet and leaving you, the sense of
Yeah.
having missed the Grail Castle, like I was saying, or the sense of like I need to come back around again. That's very pertinent in my life, and the needing to be mature and respond to the external world and the internal world is, that's, I mean, I'm looking for work. I'm trying to figure out how to sort of make up for a lost project from a few months ago. So it's definitely like I both have the time right now to be on my spiritual practices in a way that I've not in a long time. But at the same time, I can't necessarily expect these things to come and save me. Um, I need to be able to take on the princes myself, so to speak.